Happy 4th of July, everybody. I'm out here in the garden today and I wanted to talk about starting a Mittleider garden and keeping it inexpensive. You will see a lot of people in the Mittleider Facebook group that are building grow boxes, and they're building a garden full of grow boxes. They're absolutely beautiful. They do a great job of growing things. The downfall to the grow boxes is they can be expensive. We have a couple of grow boxes here, and we averaged a cost on the grow boxes of about $120, and that's for each 30-foot long by 18-inch wide grow box. That does not take into account the cost of the sand that we used in them. I did buy sand. The sawdust that we got was free. If you can't find a free source of sawdust, then your cost is going to go up. We are also fortunate enough that we have the tools that we needed to build these grow boxes, and my wife was a CB in the Navy, so we had the know-how and the manpower to put them all together, and we didn't have the added cost of having to pay somebody to do it. This video series, and there's going to be 2, maybe 3 videos in this series, is going to be on keeping this inexpensive to grow a Mittleider garden cheaply. And what I've got laid out here on the ground is everything that you really need to get started. If you're new to Mittleider, if you're considering it but you're not looking forward to the expense of building a grow box, then this video and the videos in this series are going to be for you. The tools that I've got here, again, are the tools that you're going to need for your garden. These tools, everything that I've got here, I already had. A lot of these tools people have already got in their garden, for their garden, or in the garage. I've got a 14-inch rake, I've got an old shovel, I've got a hoe, and I have added the scuffle hoe, the hula hoe head to an old hoe handle. If you don't want to buy the hoe head, which is about 20 bucks plus shipping, if you've got a standard old hoe, you can use that. You don't have to buy the scuffle hoe. Now, I love the scuffle hoe, and I recommend at some point that you get one. But if you're wanting to experiment with a Mittleider system and see if it works for you, if you like it, don't buy it. Use what you've got. Keep it inexpensive and try it out. The next thing you see here is a level, and you have got to have a level to make sure that your beds are level. This is an important step. A 6-foot, 8-foot long level is going to be well over $100. So I have built one. What you're looking at here is an 8-foot long piece of 2x3 lumber, and it was the straightest piece of lumber that they had at Home Depot. I forget where, but we'll say Home Depot. And on the side of it, right there, is a line level, and that line level is meant to attach to a piece of line and string it between 2 points and try and figure out where level is. All I have done is I have nipped off the plastic piece that is designed to attach to the twine, and I have glued it to the center point of that 2x3 lumber. I have sealed it with some linseed oil that I had at the house. If you don't have linseed oil, you can use any other number of sealants. You can even use paint. But it's important that you do seal it so that it doesn't draw moisture and warp and then no longer be level. A level soil bed is very important to the success of your garden, so make sure that you have a good level. Between the line level and the lumber, I have $5 in that garden tool, and that garden tool is on its 2nd year and will last me many more. The line level they even have at Walmart, and I think that they can be bought for $1 or $2. The next thing is the actual line out here, and again, I bought that at Home Depot at the same time that I bought my lumber. It has 330 feet on the spool, if I remember correctly, and was like $2.98 at Walmart when I was there the other day. Next to the line is a tape measure. You do need a tape measure. And again, this is probably a tool that most households have. But if you've only got a short tape measure, you can use a piece of the line, put a knot in it, measure out 30 feet, and put another knot, and that will give you your dimensions for the length of your bed. A hammer. The hammer is going to go with the wooden stakes. The wooden stakes are going to go on each corner of the grow bed. And I've got 2 here, and there'll be 2 on the other end. And between each stake on the same side, you run the twine. You'll need a hammer to drive those in the ground. Now these are some treated pieces of 1x2. I had those on hand, and I simply cut them down to length, so there is no additional cost there for me. You could use any number of different things. You could use rebar, you could use metal conduit cut to length. You could even go out to your tree, cut off a branch of a fairly decent size, cut it to length, and use that to drive in the ground for your stakes. There is a garden hose and a towel, and that is what I use to water my soil bed. The towel is wrapped around the end of it. It acts as a diffuser, and it diffuses the pressure so that you don't wash the plants or the soil that is in your soil bed away when you're watering. And again, most houses have got a garden hose already. There's not going to be any extra cost there. The towel is attached to the garden hose with some twine. So we're keeping it pretty inexpensive here. The book, let me back up. The garden tools, if you don't have these, don't go and buy them new. If you'll look at garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, if you're on Facebook, the little marketplace, you can look in areas near you, and you can pick these things up for just a couple of bucks each used. You don't have to buy them new. Okay, the book. The book is vital. You have to have the book to walk you through the steps of growing the Mittleider garden. Recently, Jim Kennard, who is the president of the Food for Everyone Foundation, has decided to make the first 7 lessons in this book available for free to everyone. It is a digital copy of the PDF in a PDF format, which is searchable, and it includes the first 7 lessons. And the first 7 lessons include everything that you need to know how to establish and grow a soil bed. Thank you, Jim Kennard. Outstanding. The book, if you're interested, is $25. It's not exactly 25, it's close to 25 plus shipping. But you don't even need to buy the book. To grow in your own soil, you can get that PDF downloaded off of Jim's site. It is growfood.com/soil, and I will put that link in the comment section for you. It is free to download. Again, it is in a PDF format. It is searchable, so if you have a question on what you need to be doing, you can open it up, you can use the search feature, and you can locate the step that you need that way. My soil beds here, and this one on the left, is all pumpkins, and I'm goofing with pumpkins, kind of experimenting. I've got 3-4 different types of pumpkin in there this year, and 2 of them are supposed to be a giant pumpkin. I was curious to see how big of a pumpkin I can grow using the Mittleider method, and this is going to be my little experiment. But that bed was put in with the stuff that you see here in front of me. No other tools were used. With a slight caveat, I did establish this bed a couple of years ago with the use of a rototiller. We have a rototiller. It is a rear tine, reversible tine tiller, and it is absolutely the cat's meow. If you've ever used a front tine tiller, a rear tine tiller that has reversible tines is the way to go. If you don't have a tiller, you oftentimes have a neighbor that will have one. You can barter, you can borrow, and establish your own bed in your yard where you're going to put your garden. If you don't have somebody in your community that you can borrow or rent or barter for access to their tiller, you can rent these at places like Home Depot and Lowe's. I don't know how much they cost to rent by the hour, but it is going to be significantly cheaper than going out and buying your own tiller. All right, I'm going to wrap this up for today. You get the point. You can do this without a major investment. In the next couple of videos that I'll do, the next one is going to be buying and showing you the cost of the weekly feed and the pre-plant. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to mix it. Typically I mix it in a wheelbarrow, but I'm going to show you how to do it with a sheet if you don't have a wheelbarrow, so you don't have to go out and buy a wheelbarrow. And after that, I'm going to show you starting seeds. Going to Walmart or any of the other garden centers at the big box stores to buy each plant individually, you can spend $1.50, $2 to $3 a pop. And it's convenient to go and buy the plants, but you can start your own plants from seeds and put seedlings in your garden, and it's going to cost you a lot less money down the road. And I'm getting ready to plant this bed for our fall garden, and I will have videos in the future that show you doing that process as well. The Mittleider method works phenomenal, and please don't misunderstand me. I do have and love grow boxes, but if you want to do this as inexpensively as you can, or if you're just looking to start a Mittleider garden and you don't want to put a whole lot into it in case you don't like it, which you will if you actually apply it in the steps, you're going to have an amazing garden and you're going to love it. But you can do it cheaply with just a few tools that you probably have got laying around.